that's the ultimate thing that I think in them short years of 8 years that my dad was alive, he showed me an abundance of everywhere he took me with him. There wasn't anywhere that I didn't go with him, or like his best friend. Used to go to work with him, used to do everything. And everywhere we walked, it was like, hey, Martin, and he knew somebody. And you take it for granted because it's like, oh, it's my dad. But I think if I had a son or a daughter, I'd want them to see that, you know, I'm loved by a lot of people and people want to help me, and at his funeral, there were just so many people. That's all I can remember from the day, where people were queuing out the door. And for me now, that it's about asking the questions of what is meaning of life? What do you feel like is a successful life, and what do you feel like is not a successful life? And it used to be the cars and the money, and then it goes on to the houses. How big's your house? And that's another thing that you speak about, because that's what I think we're programmed a little bit to think. But the ultimate success for me is, I think if if my daughter's son one day will go to my funeral, I want people to say what they were saying about my dad to me, and saying, if you're half the man he was, you'll have had a good life. And for everybody, take time out of the day, because everybody's got a busy schedule, to come and mourn my father there in that funeral. I think is a success to me now, and it's something that I think is a successful life to live, if you can do that in one way or another. And I think the only way to do that is to be good to people, is to build connections with people, is to try and help people where you can, try and make an impact on their life. So it's not the money that you give them or the things, it's the time that you spend. That's the most valuable thing you can give to somebody. And if I can spend 10 minutes with somebody that then, in years to come helps my son, because I helped them in a sticky situation, well, maybe just 10 minutes of my life that I just bypassed, of like, oh, only 10 minutes, but I just took my time out to do it. And then it's made a massive deal about his life and the way he's lived his life. And I think that to me would be something that I look back on and sit back and think, I've done a good job.
Yeah.
And that's going forward. It's all interlinked. I used to see the person that I am and the rugby that I'm playing and where I'm at in life as three different pods, but the person that you are and how well I'm playing at rugby and where I'm at in my life are all linked. I can't be a bad person over here, then playing great rugby, then not be where I want to be in my life. It's all linked. If one of them's missing, it's like they're the pillars of my success. And if one of them's missing and I'm playing good rugby, I'm where I want to be in life, but then anytime I meet anybody, I'm dismissive and I'm not nice to them and I don't give them the time of day, it will eventually come round to get me. And I think it's just about, and don't get me wrong, I make errors in rugby. I drop the ball. I drop the ball as being a person, and I might be having a tough day, and where I want to be in life. Sometimes it looks great, but I might do something that has been a bad investment, or I've done something that I shouldn't have done, and that's life. It's about learning, and I've not cracked it by any means, but that's where my gauge on success is now.